Hello and welcome to Citizens Live. We continue our coverage of election 2019, and our guest today is a candidate whose electoral foray created a bit of a ripple. He came into politics more to be against central ideologies than local issues, so to speak. But today, the likes of superstar like Rajnikant and Kamal Hassan are facing reality of being political players in a democracy that is so vibrant as ours. So we talked to Prakash Raj today about his politics and policy. Thank you, Prakash. Thank you for giving us time today.
Thank you.
Let's dive straight in. Prakash, you were a vocal supporter of the citizens who were against the elevated corridor, the proposed elevated corridor. But you're contesting in an area which is famous for its nightmare that is a traffic, that we call traffic, Mahadevpura, Whitefield, the IT hub. Do you have an alternative that you would like to suggest?
Yes, its alternative is first we need one will, an intention to do something. We need people who have a vision, people who really want to solve the issues, people who need to represent issues. And it's time that we citizens take up this. Now look at this, the whole traffic. Now I want to know, we have lawmakers in this country, we have governments in this country, we have leaders or representatives. Why didn't they see the vision, first of all? Now let's not stop blaming them. Now we need to sit and stand that we need somebody who will be the voice of the citizens. I was just going through, I sent my team, as we went for the manifesto and how many buses do we have in Bangalore? Some said 2 lakh, some said 5 lakh, some said 2,000, some said 6,000.
It's 6,000.
It's 6,500.
Yes.
We have 3 lakh private taxis.
Correct.
50% of the population need public transport.
Right.
And who are you fooling? Who are you actually fooling? Look at the train which we wanted to supposed to have, suburban train, which has been from 93.
Correct.
The issue. We have the stations, we have the tracks, we just need an intention, which they didn't do at all. And now just 2 months back, they say, they're thinking of some land and they're trying to do this. So you need to look into it. When we see traffic is a menace, not only in Bangalore, all over the country. You go to New York, you go to any part of the country. Look at the proactive measures they have taken. Now, being an MP, you know this is the issue. Why don't you stand with the civic society? It is not just that an MP is a scientist or a somebody. But why don't you sit with the civic society? See, there is a system in
But
this.
just to interject here, the sitting MP, Mr. P.C. Mohan, has been trying to push the suburban rail project from his end. Where do you think he could not, where do you think he failed?
See, just saying we need it is not that. See, what you should understand is all these representatives, they take lakhs of votes which they're supposed to represent, and they turn out to be one vote for their political parties. Any policy decision this is made, nobody is there to be a whistleblower to say is it pro people or not. So you need a stronger intention. It is not him. Being an elected representative, why didn't he come back to the people? I think he got around 5 lakh votes here.
Yes.
Why don't you start a movement? Why do you suddenly become there and you are the one who's going to do it to people? You represent people. So you need a stronger push towards it. You need to be more vociferous about it. You need to bring in the civic society who know about it. Together you work with a lot of organizations which are there, activists who are there. See, just saying that I went and spoke, I saw him talking, reading out a few sheets of paper in the parliament. That is not the voice we need. That's not.
How do you plan to do it differently if you go there? Because you're an independent candidate. You don't belong to a party. So how do you plan to...
What do you mean
independent
candidates? What have the parties done?
No, I'm asking, my question is, as a lone candidate, as a lone voice, in a democracy that works on numbers, how do you propose to bring in policy changes?
First of all, I wouldn't accept that in democracy it is a lone voice. What have the majority done? You
Right.
are getting into the trap that has been put into our mind. No, we are almost said that a majoritarian works, sense works, intention works, people's movement works, a will to do works. Pressurizing on issues with clarity, with need, expressing the intensity of it works. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. There is a group, there is a big, it's not alone. It's the few lakh people who you represent. Together you are the voice.
Right.
And that's how you need to do.
That's really how you need to do. Another major issue that your constituency faces is water scarcity. You have very expensive high-rises who are scrambling for water, because the tankers bleed them dry, and the BWSSB is still in the process of getting water to them. Do you have a plan that that is a workable plan?
Again, first of all, understand that why didn't we, were we dependent on Kaveri before? We had Tippunandi. Didn't you all ever realize the need to save your lakes? The need to save your groundwater? Look at it is not just the government or us, even the people together we need to come. See, the whole problem with this country is that the political parties who are suddenly becoming kings is that we citizens also have saying that you do the job. You do the job. It's not that.
Okay.
It's not that. You need to revive the groundwater. So what do? You have rainwater harvesting. You create your pits. See where there are illegal buildings. What are the ways which go? Look at the Belandur Lake or any other lake.
Do you have anything for Belandur Lake?
Look at the midnight mafia. See, taking away, garbage. He's not taking here and keep it somewhere. Where are the recycling units? Have you ever looked at the mafia where in the midnight without they're going and still keep dumping there? They really don't. They say we don't know where it is coming from. That's not good. You call development in places like Mahadevpura and things there are. Where is the sewage plants? Why are you not going to it? And we the people, we need to also put a step forward. See, today the lifestyles have changed. We have different ways of eating. We have two cars. We have 3 cars. We need water to build. We need water to wash our cars. We need water to go to gym and say 4 liters you need to drink. You need to wash a lot of vessels for this thing. So it is a two-way thing. We are not interested to bring back the plants. We are not thinking about the humus of the earth. We have no planning where when the rainwater falls, it is not supposed to go away. It needs to drain back.
Right.
You need to have the earth has more pores. So this is a collective.
So you're looking at more of native intelligence to bring back
we together as a society. See, you cannot be arrogant that you will revive, you will help nature to revive itself. It's too arrogant. Nature can survive without you. You can't survive without it.
Right.
So we need to come together collectively. We are talking about a 33,000 crore or whatever it is, it's going to cost of an elevated corridor. Is that the investment we need today when we have a water crisis? Why are we not looking at planned way of water, clean water? Look at the wastage we are going into it. It is not just creating the bore well and drinking, but how do you restore it? There's a lot of waste to it.
Right.
We need to sit together. You should have an intention. You should go with a vision. You should go with a plan. You need to bring the right people into it and let them work.
You want more technocrats coming into the...
Not only the technocrats. It is not just technocrats. We need scientists to come in. Now let me explain you how, for example, see, there are different ways. Look at the river Kaveri. Kaveri issue, how are you going to solve it? It's a small river. It's not a Ganges. How many decades back was the dam built? Why was it built? Not to give water to Bangalore. It was to irrigate a lot of lands.
Correct.
Over the period of time, what is the population? How many more hectares of land has started becoming this? Now, you have made sugarcane a business. You have water-intensive plants like sugarcane and rice. Now, why are not the government thinking to talk to the farmers? Don't do it. We need to conserve water. Trying to get some other commercial crops or other crops. We will try to do something for the farmers. Now, the sand mafia mining. You remove the sand. You're not understanding with nature. Immediately the red earth gets into the water. There is hyacinth growing.
Right.
You're not stopping that. You're not going into M sand and asking the builders. Look at the small towns which has come under population. Everybody has 2 cars. You need Kaveri water to wash your cars, build your buildings, things like that. You're not worried about the forest at all. If the coffee price in Brazil falls down, the coffee planters cut more trees, put more pits, grow more coffee. You're not looking at the forest. you will not have water to fight for after 10 years.
Right.
So what I'm looking at is, this should be a vision. This, not only the government, we both of us together understand that we have let this happen.
So you have a long tenure plan.
We need to have. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. It's not going to work. It's not something tomorrow it will be done.
Right.
It's not something tomorrow it will be done. And don't ask for this. Anybody can fool you, but don't get fooled. This is not. It is. Kaveri is not a language issue.
It is water. It's us.
It is water.
It's your basic right.
It is basic water. You need to plan. You need to think together. I just walked around into Madhepur. It's such a big constituency. I'm seeing dust everywhere.
Yes.
Look at the land, spaces. I was walking through this. What was this? This was built many years back, and this was supposed to be a park. Where is the park? What is the horticulture department doing? What is the forest department doing? Why don't you make it into a green garden? These are vast acres of land.
Because it falls under the BBMP.
So what?
And BBMP
Why
is overstretched.
is not an MP sits with 8 MLAs of this country, in spite of whatever parties they belong to? Once you come to power, you cease to be a party man. You cease to be you're a statesman. You need to work. Why are you not coming with all the corporate work? Why don't you understand what is the funds from the state? What is the funds from the center? What can we do? What can we do with CRM? What is that? The other organizations which can come in. CRS activities. Why are we not involving? Why are we not voicing together? You just don't become a king and sit and come after 5 years.
No, just to put a counter argument, or just to play devil's advocate, even if the election doesn't go your way, we will still see you working towards this.
You should know.
I'm asking you if that is your.
Who is a politician? It should be a way of life. Say I got around few lakh votes and I lost. Am I not responsible for that? You get elected, you work. If you don't get elected, you make the people who get elected work, right? Isn't that the way?
Right.
It is not that same. The whole language of winning and losing is no. Are you elected or not elected?
Right.
That's simple. But your way of life should be a political element. You should be there. Isn't that the way it should be?
Okay. Right. Another issue that's something that you've discussed in many forums is the corruption in the political system itself. And one of the key areas where we've had corruption come in is the electoral funding system. There is absolutely no accountability.
The shameless act of those electoral bonds. Because these political parties are accepting, no opposition party is talking about it, because everybody knows it is an illegal crime.
Do you think it should be made
transparent? It should be transparent.
If I may ask, Prakash, how are you funding your election this time?
Look at this system. No? An independent is allowed to spend only 70 lakhs.
Right.
Whereas a political party has no limit.
Right.
You can do anything. Now, why do these political parties need money? To bribe voters, which I don't do. To get enough liquor. Where do they need money? They need every newspaper, it's crores.
Correct.
Hoardings. Thank God hoardings has been banned. Not only because of that, I can see some parts of the city here. Okay? I can see it is dark in the night. At least I can see the stars. So you need money for these sort of things. You need money to give. I don't need that. I don't need that. What do I need? When I started, Prakash, 70 lakhs. What do we do?
How did you bring in this funding, Prakash?
Simple. I'm quite rich, okay? I'm not a poor guy.
So you're funding this entirely from your...
Me and few of my friends.
Okay.
Few of my friends give me money. I needed only 7.5 lakhs into 100 bus bags to say I am here, because we need to popularize before the election.
Correct.
Auto drivers, I sat with the auto drivers union. I had a manifesto to them. I discussed with them, and they volunteered. I had paid only 130 rupees, that much of petrol. They said for 1 month we'll put it on. Because once the code of conduct comes, everything goes up. Now there are volunteers coming. Organization, a party called AAP, a lot of other organizations, they have come voluntarily. I have some fruit money, I have some marriage money, which is very negligible. I think I'll be ending up not spending even that 70 lakhs. And secondly, luckily for me, I am not a stranger to be popularized among people.
Right.
And media is there, and I have been constantly omnipresent or present for whatever I am, as an actor, as a guy who has raised voices, as being courageous. So people know what I'm talking about. It is just that they want to know what am I going to do as a politician.
Correct.
And I have all the channels doing it. I mean, I have other, and see what a beautiful, lucky space I am in because of my multilingual thing. Every other state is interested in what I'm doing.
Right.
So if you see the Tamil channel wants an interview, Telugu, Malayalam, and those are the same people are here in this constituency through whom I'm going. And they'll just go into the slums and say, and the near Tamil channel they were talking about you and we knew it. They don't see Kannada channel at all. I could reach them. And the languages I have with the people. Say, and you need to have big 2 lakh people, 3 lakh people coming and make a mega show, which I don't need. Because I know the nonsense of it. Whoever the leader, 2 lakh people don't flock to watch him today in this country. Let's be back to it.
Okay.
They're bought. You can see the trucks outside. You can see 300 rupees. You can see the biryani packets. They are shameless to talk in front of the crowd they have bought, and we in the television see, what a big leader. I don't have to do it. They do it in the last 20 days. But I've been walking for the last 3 months. I said, okay, let me have 300, 400, 200. Let's go. And one more thing you have to understand is, election for me, which is the spirit of democracy, is a conversation between the citizen, the voter, and the contestant. You need to engage in that.
Right.
The fact which I'm engaging with you now, I don't know how many of them will come and talk to you like this, and any of the contestants would run it. So it is a conversation we have had, and I have talked to people. See, Mahadevapura has different issues. Shivaji Nagar has different issues. Gandhi Nagar has different issues. It is not that the flats, it is not just the traffic. Look, we have 2,000 slums, 510 notified. You go to one place called Maya Bazaar, which is on a defense land. And I come to know defense department is ready to give it to a few crores, 152 crores or something, which has happened in Chennai, it has happened in Mumbai. But there is no will from the state or the center coming together and buy that, and you can give them their papers. They have been living there for 59 years. So everything has different issues. So for me, it's because I have been a Bangalorean, because I have a team which works, we have done a manifesto, I'm able to move around and do it. And it doesn't cost me much, it just costs me my time and little strain of your voice. And I'm fine with it, I'm literally fine with it.
So are we no longer going to see you in movies? Are you full-time moving into politics regardless of the results?
See, my identity is me first. My profession is 5% of it. I've always said that, though I was an actor, I'm a leader. I'm a farmer. I spend time on my farm. I have my foundation where I adopt villages and empower government schools and things what we have done. So now at this point of time I see a horizon, and for me my life is more important. This journey is more important. I'm not desperate to, I know that I'm a good actor and I don't have to prove it to me myself. And probably definitely with this sort of responsibility it will go down. Probably a here and there if I can do a very interesting art film or a meaningful film which I need and which I get very excited. But to be very honest, at this point of time where I have reached, I'm a little uncomfortable doing commercial films. It's not because that I hate them. I think the way I have grown mentally, it's just become awkward to do certain things. I mean, do a villain, do a fight, which as a person I have grown. It's a little difficult for me. I mean, and I don't want to fool myself, and it's just a profession. Get up at 9, go do the same job. And this I find. That I am empowered, grown enough to take this journey. And there is so much of meaning in it, and there's so much of unlearning in it, and reinventing yourself in it, which has always been the thing which has moved me. Yeah, and you'll see me less in films. Yeah,
you'll definitely, we'll miss you on screen, of course. But if you're looking to have a bigger role in public life, such as
it's a much bigger role.
It's a much bigger role in that. I will leave with a burning question that everybody wants to know. What do you have planned for the Bedandur lake that has made Bangalore such a, it's made national news and made Bangalore infamous?
First you stop dumping. First you find those routes where the water goes in there. Clean it. Build a park around it. It needs to be revived.
It needs to be revived.
It needs to be revived, and to be very honest with you,
can it be done in your...
What I'm saying is to start somewhere. Start somewhere with real need, with a tear in your eye, with wanting to do it. Like you want to save a child which is going to be meaning to you too. And to know that, to tell at least our children that these were the memories, and you can show them by this. You have to try to do it, and to be honest, I may not know the whole scientific element to it, but I have the will to bring in people to really look into it. It has happened in the past. You can do it. All you need is a political and a personal and a human will to save it.
Well, he's given you all that he needs to in terms of politics and policy. Thank you, Prakash, for your time. It was a pleasure having you on Citizens Live.
Thank you.
Thank you.